I just want to record you. So this is Mr. Feeley, and he made this wonderful painting here that he donated to our school, and we're so fortunate to have it. Can you tell us, Mr. Feeley, a little bit about the history behind this picture?
Yeah. This painting is one of a series that I painted, which was called The Information Age. And it goes back in the 80s, I went down to Venezuela. And I don't know, in Venezuela, the airport is at sea level, and then Caracas is way up on the hill, about an hour up into the mountains. Okay. And they had just had a monsoon, and they had terrible mudslides up in the, as you go up, as you drive up. And we saw these poor people that the mudslides had wiped them out, and they were living in cardboard boxes and whatever they could. And so we brought them water and some food and medicines and stuff like that. When we went there, there was a group of them watching an old rabbit ears TV, and they got the electricity by stealing it from the wires that ran above. Anyway, they were watching at that time. The TV show was Dallas, which was a big show at that time, about extremely rich Texas people. And here are these people that have nothing. And it was almost like a disconnect. And I'm sitting there thinking, my God, these people have nothing. You know, the paradox of it, the dilemma of it, you know. And out of that, later in life, years later, this idea came back to me that in this information age, we see things we never saw before. They see things that they never saw before, and it's like, how can it be you can sit there and have nothing and watch Dallas? And then I had another situation where I was at home watching a ball game or something like that with a beer, and there was something happened in Gaza back in the day. This is the old, not Gaza today, but and there was a firefight, and some little kid had been shot, and I'm sitting there with my beer, thinking, my God, I mean, I'm sitting here. I'm fairly affluent and sitting there, and they have nothing. It was the whole thing, and it caused me to think about when I was painting this series, The Information Age, and out of that came a painting. This is one of the paintings. This is probably the biggest of them, but you have a sea of people. That's what it's called, the sea. You have a sea of people who are not affluent, who are, in a way, you know, you might say poor, disadvantaged, not starving so much, but they're not affluent. And here they are. They have a big screen TV out in the middle, and there is a big boat out there, and a woman running down the beach to get on, swimming on the boat, and it's just again a disconnect, a paradox in a way. And so that's it. That's the painting. And that's how it came about, that kind of series. But in this particular one, I decided to do a huge painting, which is, what's this? I forget now, is it 12 feet by 8 or something like that. And I wanted to paint the masses. And I set out to say, paint 1 million people. I don't know if you can count them, but it's like, but the people go forever in that painting, and it's humanity, eh?
Yeah,
humanity.
A sea of humanity.
A sea of humanity, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Anyway.
Thank you so much for talking with us. And tell us again, what was your graduating class?
59.
Class of 59.
Yeah.
Well, we're so lucky to have you here today. Since I found this painting, because it was in storage, because they had stored it during renovation, I found it and brought it back out. I've been dying to know the story behind it and to meet you.
Well, the story of how you have it,
yeah,
is, what's his name, Kramer? Who was the person who preceded you, a woman who was an art teacher here, an Irish name.
Carney. Jane Carney?
Carney.
Okay. Yeah.
Jane Carney, and the alumni, the guy that solicits the money, they came down to my studio. Okay. And I'm a contributor, and they were asking for a contribution, which I gave them, money. Yeah. And they said, well, we're trying to get the money for this art center. Ah. And I said, well, yeah, how about I'll give you a painting too? And so I showed them a bunch of paintings, and I think they liked this one, and I gave it to them. Oh. I mean, it's like this painting. Who's going to buy this painting anyway? It's so big.
I know. So, I'm a painter too. I have the same problem.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how it came about. So we had a dedication before this building was ever put together, and that was sort of like the cornerstone of the beginning of the solicitation for the building.
I see. Well, thank you. That's wonderful to know. I'm going to close now.